Okay, hello guys. So I'll be teaching you how to factor and how to graph a factored quadratic. So as you see an example over here, we have a factored quadratic, and I'll teach you how to graph it. So first what you want to do is write the equation down. So we can write f of x is equal to negative 3 over 8 times x plus 5 times x minus 3. Now, since if f of x equal to 0, so y is equal to 0. So if y is equal to 0, we want to know what y is equal to 0. So you can rewrite this equation as y equals to negative 3 over 8 x plus 5 x minus 3. And if y has to be 0, then we need to remember the 0 rule. Any number times 0 equals to 0. We can write this as negative 3 over 8 equals 5 x minus 3, and we can just take out the two terms. If one of them is 0, y will be equal to 0. So let's do it. So either one of these terms. So we can rewrite this as x plus 5 equals 0 and x minus 3 equals to 0. Now first let's solve this one. Just 5 and 5, so I can subtract. So x equals to negative 5. This would be the x intercept 1. It's the first x-intercept, and for this one we just add the 3, and then you add x equals 3. Then we can assume that this is x-intercept, that this is x-intercept 2. Now since we know the two x-intercepts, we can find line of symmetry, which is equal to basically x1 plus x2 over 2 comma 0. So we plug it in, so we know it's negative 5, so we can negative 5 plus 3 over 2 comma 0. And once you simplify this out, it will be negative 2 over 2, which is basically negative 1 comma 0. So x is equals to negative 1 in this situation. Okay? So if x is equal to negative 1, now we can plug it into the equation. So we can plug it into f of x equals to negative 3 over 8. Instead of x, we can put negative 1 plus 5 and then times negative 1 minus 3. And if we simplify this, it can be negative 3 over 8. So f of x, so negative 3 over 8 times 4 times negative 4, because if you remember this rule, and then we have to multiply negative 3 by 8 over 4. So you just make one line over it. So 8 times 1 is 8, and 4 times 2 is 12. So negative 12 over 8, which can be simplified as 2 over negative 3. Negative 3 over 2, my bad. Okay, so negative 3 over 2 times negative 4 over 1. This will be 2. Negative from negative is positive, so it'll be 12. And if you simplify this even more, this will basically be 1 over 6, right? Because 12 divided by 2 is 6, which will be 6. So now this tells us that we solved for f of x. So f of x will be equivalent to the value 6, which is basically y in other terms, y equal to 6. So now if x is equal to -1 and y equals to 6, the vertex is equal to, think about it, -1, comma 6. This should be the vertex, vertex, and x-intercepts are equal to, what are the x-intercepts again? The x-intercepts are -5, comma 3, comma 0, my bad, and then it would be -3, comma 0. It was 3, comma 0. Okay, 3, comma 0. So now we have this information over here. This is all the information we need. Okay, so let's look at this graph over here. So the vertex is -1, comma 6. Let's look at -1 and then comma +6. So we write over here, and then it has to go through the point -5, 0, and 3, 0. So let's find 3, 0. It should automatically go through -5, 0. So this is the graph, and let's see if it's right. Thanks for watching.